After several weeks of silence, Iran regime's supreme leader remarks show that he has no way out of his current deadlock. After several weeks of silence in the face of growing popular uprising and the sharp fall of the Iranian currency, Khamenei's speech on Monday, August 13th, shows that he has no solution and no way out of the deadly deadlock that has fully engulfed his regime. Trying to avoid expansion of frustration throughout his regime, Khamenei said, "They are propagating viciously that the country has reached a deadlock, and it has no way out other than to seek refuge from this Satan or Great Satan. Whoever states that we have reached a deadlock, he is either ignorant or his words are treacherous." Khamenei, who himself guided the nuclear talks in details, said, "I have made a mistake in the subject of negotiations, and upon the insistence of the gentlemen, Rouhani and Zarif, I allowed them to experience who, of course, passed our defined red lines." Khamenei inevitably broke his silence in the face of a new wave of uprisings and described them as the events of August, which, despite the many financial and political expenditures by enemies, were so limited. The anti-government protests that lasted about a week in many of Iran's cities, including Tehran, Karaj, Isfahan, Mashhad, with the slogan "Death to Khamenei, death to the dictator," once again demonstrated the will of the Iranian people to overthrow this regime. Admitting that his regime is in a very weak and fragile state, Khamenei said, "We shall not negotiate with the United States," adding that we can enter a dangerous game of negotiating with the United States only when we have reached our favourite economic and political and cultural strength. But the negotiations are definitely to our detriment at this juncture, and it is forbidden. Even if we were, under an impossible assumption, to negotiate with the Americans, we would certainly not negotiate with the current administration. This way, Khamenei showed again that changing behaviour for his regime would lead to a regime change. Iran protests. Shoemakers' uprising spreads to Mashhad. Shoemakers in the religious city of Mashhad's shopping centres took to the streets today, protesting skyrocketing prices. Protesters in Monday's demonstration are seen chanting, "Death to high prices, death to the dictator, and everyone has risen, cowards are still home." These brave protesters in the streets were seen encouraging their colleagues to join their ranks and close their shops. The Mashhad Bazaar strike follows 2 days of similar protests in Tehran. Iran unveils next-generation missile, vows to increase capabilities. Iran's defense minister unveiled the next generation of Tehran's Fateh Mobin short-range ballistic missiles on Monday, according to conservative news agency Tasnim. "As promised to our dear people, we will not spare any efforts to increase the missile capabilities of our country, and we will certainly increase our missile power every day," the minister, Brigadier General Amir Hatami, said. He described the new version of the Fateh Mobin as 100% domestically made, agile, stealth tactical and precision guided. Iran's missile program is a major bone of contention with world powers, particularly the United States. President Donald Trump, who pulled out of the 2015 nuclear deal with Iran and world powers in May, has called for a new agreement that restricts Iran's missile capabilities and regional interventions.